So welcome everyone. Good morning. It's 7:30 a.m. here, and I'm up, and I'm already out. And as if you guys can see, yes, if you see that big tire back there, right here, I am in the Rubicon. Fortunately, not for the best news. I wish I was up at 7:30 a.m. maybe hitting the trail, or doing something fun with the Jeep. But no, that's kind of not what's happening or is about to happen in this video. It's only been about 3 weeks since I've had the Jeep. I was driving it around this weekend, and unfortunately the check engine light came on. What a bummer, right? Things that are expected when you purchase a vehicle, because first of all, you don't know if this is an issue or a problem that the seller or the previous owner was already having, or with my luck, because I don't have the best of luck sometimes, is just my issue. So just know, like, every time you purchase a used vehicle, and sometimes even a brand new vehicle, you might have issues with it. Vehicles are sometimes could be somewhat of a headache because of things that need to be fixed. The cool thing is I was able to use one of the items that the seller gave to me, which is the super chip calibrator for the Jeep, and it does scan for codes as well. And I was able to retrieve that code back, which came back as P0302. I'll put it right here just so you guys can see it. So with the person I am, I do my research and homework and everything that I do, I've been stressing out for the last 2-3 days, which I'm not gonna do this morning because I want everything to go fine. But I've heard everything from changing spark plugs to coils to loose wiring. I don't know, you name it. It's possible. I've even heard people having this issue, fixing it, and it coming back. I've been hearing also people saying that they've been having to, even to the point where, contact the Jeep care team because it's gotten to the point where they've changed everything possible and the issue has not been corrected. I just really cross my fingers, and hopefully you guys can cross your fingers with me that that's not the issue. Like I said, these things happen. Especially when you buy a used vehicle, because you kind of buy as is, so you're not really 100% sure of what you're really buying. Once again, I did get the car inspected, which all of you guys should do if you're purchasing a vehicle, especially used or from a used dealer. All that came back fine, but you have to remember, opening up engines, transmissions, and all that usually is not part of the inspection. They do a pretty detailed check, but nothing to that extreme. So I can't fault where I took it. It's just out of luck, right? So I'm actually driving quite a bit. I really don't have a mechanic that I fully trust. Once again, I didn't buy the vehicle at a Jeep dealer where I have history with some of the employees there. So I'm just taking it back to the place where I got the car inspected. Comment down below if you guys probably think what it is. Remember, my car is a 2017 Jeep Rubicon, which I haven't really seen issues with it. I've heard about it more in the 2012s, 13s, 14s, if I'm correct. For some reason, I saw a lot of 14s, 12s with this issue, but not a lot of 2017s. But please comment down below if you guys do know what it possibly can be. Wish me good luck, guys, and let's just hope that next part of the video, I have some good news. We'll get back to the video soon. So you're probably wondering why I'm not wearing the same clothes as earlier. Well, it's actually been about a week and a half later, and I've gone through a lot of this crap here. And Mom, sorry, I know you wouldn't be approving of this, but I've had a long week and a half, and there's a lot more of this. But what ended up happening that day is, and why I stopped, I just honestly was having a really, really tough day. And we all have bad days. Well, that was a really bad day for me. I ended up going and getting my car checked out regarding that engine light issue. They checked it out for me. About an hour and a half later, the guy comes out, shows me the
spark plugs that were dirty. He said, you know, at this point, I think it's best that we change those spark plugs and also change that coil in the number 2, if I'm correct. And I said, well, if you think that's going to fix the issue, let's get it done. Either way, I knew that I was going to have to change the spark plugs in the next 7,000 miles or 6,000 miles or so. So I was like, might as well just get it done and hopefully it just fixes the issue. The guy felt or seemed pretty confident about what he was telling me. Just got it done, you know, came back and I paid $535 with 43 cents. 6 spark plugs and 1 ignition coil. Don't ever be afraid to ask for a discount or if there's any coupons or anything, because I do it all the time. So I did end up getting it at the end. He gave me a good discount of $35. So I brought it down to 543 cents, which was a plus for me that day. The negative of that was that as soon as I started driving my vehicle, the engine light came back on, unfortunately, and I ended up going back, talking to the guy that was helping me out. He said he would go ahead and just check it out and see what was happening. Took it back. The mechanic actually spent about a good 45 minutes with the car. Finally, they told me they tried everything they could, and for some reason, the engine light just kept going back on. And at that point, the best thing for me to do is take it to a Jeep dealer to get it checked. He said at this point, they would have to basically open up the engine itself to see what was going on. And that's what he thought was probably the next step. What a bummer. So I ended up that same day driving over to my local Jeep dealer. The good thing was that the guy was able to give me an appointment early the next day and had to leave my car there for a good 4 hours because they said that they really needed to check the vehicle, which they did. The guy felt pretty confident as well that it was nothing major. I had explained to him I just changed the spark plugs. They changed that coil as well. And he said it once again that it probably was something electrical, but they would take a look at it. Like I said, they spent a good 3-4 hours with my vehicle until I finally received a call from them saying that at this point they tested everything they needed to test and the issue was still happening. And at this point, it seemed like it was something to do with the engine. He said the good thing was that it was still covered under warranty since I hadn't hit the 60,000 miles in my vehicle, so the vehicle was still warranty. He did explain what were some of the things over the phone, and I said, well, as long as I don't have to pay for anything, let's get it done, and let's just, just keep the car until you get the parts. So that took about a week. I literally just ended up leaving the car there with them because they had already dismantled the whole vehicle or the whole engine bay or the engine or the motor. They had already completely dismantled it at that point. So there was no way I could take my car back. They ended up keeping the vehicle for about a good week or so until they received the parts and worked on the vehicle. Like I said, the good thing was that they did all the repairs were under warranty. The thing that I dreaded the most out of everything from days of searching what this code meant was what I was hoping it was not, and it was that head cylinder that needed to be replaced on this vehicle. So I'm just going to post a quick picture of all the things that were done, the invoice that I received from the Jeep dealer. But from what it shows here is that they replaced the head and valve cylinder, the gasket intake plenum, I'm not sure, gasket intake manifold, gasket cylinder head cover, gasket chain case cover, something bad valve lash. There's a lot of things here that explained what was done to my vehicle. Like I said, I'm just glad that it wasn't something that I had to pay for, that it was covered. And once again, it's not something that I would have known if it was because of the previous owner, or like I said, it was just my bad luck and it ended up happening to me. I have heard and I have seen on a lot of forums that when people have these issues, they've had a lot of trouble getting it fixed by the Jeep dealer. So my suggestion is to you guys, and what I did to make this process a lot easier is I already had taken it once again somewhere else where they had already done a couple of the things, and then I ended up taking it to the Jeep dealer. I ended up getting the vehicle. So far, it's been about a week or so, and it seems to be driving okay. The only thing that I have noticed is there is, every time I turn on the vehicle, I do get a smell from the engine, and it's a very strong smell of fumes. I don't think it's the antifreeze from from what I understand, usually antifreeze, if it's leaking or anything like that, there's a sweet smell to it. There's no sweet smell. I'm just gonna give it a couple more weeks to see if that smell kind of dissipates on its own. And if it doesn't, then I'll probably head back to the dealer and have them check it out to see what's going on. Because the other thing it could possibly be if it just didn't attach one of the hoses correctly and it's just loose, or maybe something ripped at that time. So that's probably one of the things I'm gonna do is just check that and make sure nothing that's loose or ripped. And if I can just fix it myself, I will. And if not, I'll just if it's been about a month or so, I'll probably take it back so they can just check it out for me. Once again, I'm sorry I wasn't able to record that day. You guys would have had this video a little bit sooner, but like I said, I just got the vehicle back. And like I said, I was having a real rough time, a really bad day, and we all do. So you will experience those things, especially if you take your car off-roading and you get your car breaks down or you break something while you're off-roading or anything like that. So expect that you're going to have to deal with a little bit of stress, a little bit of worry, but in my case, things turned out okay, and the people at this Jeep dealership were just really, really able to help me and with no issues. If you guys have any comments or questions regarding the steps that I took to get this issue resolved with the Jeep dealer, please don't hesitate and leave the comment or questions below. And if you guys as viewers, if you guys have had this issue in the past and there were some other things that you guys did to resolve the issue, maybe just changing the spark plug was all you did and you resolved it, then go ahead and let other people know. That way they can try those steps before even getting in or taking it to a Jeep dealer and having to spend like $500 like I did. Most important, if you guys want to help me out, go ahead and subscribe, click on that, and like this video so we can continue sharing this information with more people, and click that notification bell. So once again, thank you, downshifters. I really appreciate you guys checking me out. Peace.